Feeling beyond lucky right now. Got to my store expecting queues, it was dead. They only got one in stock and I managed to get it. All staff came out to congratulate me. No, they wouldn't have. No one cares except you. Hello you, welcome back to EmKay. My name's Jack, and hey, do you hate reality? Find it a little bit boring? Need to share some compelling fantasies you definitely didn't experience in order to spice up your own boring mundane life? If you relate heavily to this, well then, congratulations! You cannot judge these people, for you are one of them. Just like in denial, I mean, you haven't posted about it yet, but you will, you might, and we'll be ready to screenshot it. So thank you in advance for the future content, and let's get started. My life has reached a new level of awkward. I was singing, yelling robbers by the 1975 obviously, and the neighbors called the cops saying that someone was in their house screaming about a gun. I can't! Neither can we! Believe you. So awesome. Like a year ago, I was parked in a parking lot and a gentleman came up to me telling me how he was on hard times and loved the saying on my truck and did not have a penny to his name. After talking for 30 minutes, I gave him $20. A year later, I'm in the same parking lot and he comes up to me and says, "Do you remember me?" I said, "I do." He said, "Here's that $20 you gave me. My life is going in the right direction. Thank you for helping me that day." Oh my gosh, wow, a totally legit story that definitely doesn't sound like it was copied off the last person from the H&M store. True. When I was 11, I had to do a magic grid for maths homework. I spent 2 hours solving the bugger, only to go to school and have the teacher tell us it was impossible. And if you think you got the answer, you don't. I timidly put my hand up and made her look a fool as I dismantled her maths and teaching degree with my barely out of primary school education. Don't mean to brag, but when you've not achieved a lot, you wait for moments like this. So the one time I went into that impressive Pee-Pee's restaurant where everyone is mean, well, let's just say they never have met anyone like me. You can read the ego. Waiter, so who are you all with? Our teacher, she is our model coach. Well, isn't she too ugly to be modeling? Ooh, nice burn. Well, at least I don't look like a raccoon slaving away in a business who underpays you to take others' orders while the higher-ups are making millions. I'm incredible, yes. Anyway, let's just say after, we had a long talk about what he wanted to do in his future. I sat in a courtroom and watched as two detectives lied their faces off. When the prosecutor found out that the reliable informant that these two detectives had used to set me and my co-defendant had flipped and was now going to testify for the defense. The charges were dropped, and as far as I know, nothing was done to the two detectives. A couple of weeks later, I did get a good one off on one of them. I entered a pool hall and one of the detectives was inside talking to one of the customers. I bought a Coke and sat at the counter watching a game when the detective walked by on his way out. A step or two past me, he stopped, turned and said to me, "I'll be watching you." My reply, "You're not lying to me now, are you?" The place erupted in loud laughter. Everyone approved of me. I'm approved of. I mean something to this world. I live in Italy since 2010 and I use the spoon and or cut the noodles just to tick off bratty and snobby Italians which stick their noses in other people's business. Once I was on a date in a nice restaurant and started joking with the girl, not Italian, about Italian arrogance. She didn't get the joke, so I had to demonstrate. Oh, purposely being an a-hole in public, that'll impress her. Started to cut up half the noodles and for the rest I used a spoon to roll them on a fork. As soon as I started, the people started gasping and whispering in disgust. One guy even started arguing with me about how I should take my manners seriously, otherwise I should go back where I came from. I just started laughing out loud and said to him, "Where I come from, we eat people like you for dessert," and advised him politely to go back to his meal and mind his own business. Luckily, the girl was also a person of culture and appreciated the trolling. I'm sure she did, mate. Yeah. See, I'm looking for a partner who enables my problematic behavior. Actual unsolicited conversation while I was waiting for the light to turn green in the city today. Old person. "Hey, you have a nose ring." "Yes." "And a tattoo on your knee." "Also yes." Now this next part I like to imagine he's reading from a script that she's given him. "Don't you think it's unrespectful to your parents that gave such an amazing life gift to mutilate your body like that?" "Do you have children?" "Oh yes, 2 girls." "Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations! Did you get your daughters to get their ears pierced when they were born?
Oh, absolutely. They each got earrings with their birthstones before they were 1 year old.
Don't you think it's breaking their freedom of choice over their body to get their ears pierced before they are even able to give consent?
Oh, alright, that's where you're going with this.
That's what I thought. Have a good day. I got a job because I put freestyle rapping on my resume. So I put freestyle rapping in my skills on my resume and forgot I put it there. Got a call for a $55K a year job, and in my interview they asked me to freestyle and had another freaking Eminem style beat ready to go, like they were waiting all day for this stuff. Well, I freaking killed the bars. I spit like 10 verses off the top related to getting the job in the place and then they offered me the job on the spot. Wow, that was actually really good. Well done. Are you giving me the job? Oh, hell no, you kidding me? You need at least 70 more years of experience. And now some legitimately respectful comments on referees.
And honestly, some refs just need to butt kick some maybe that's taught this ref a lesson. Refs really should watch who they throw out. I was by no means a thug, but I beat the hell out of 6 refs as a freshman and played the rest of my time never to be penalized again. Maybe you should have hit 1 or 2 more. Wait, I am by no means a thug, but I physically assaulted 6 people. Once this girl in Miran was trying to overtake me at a U-turn, but I did not let her, so she ran around 6 or 7 cars, took the U-turn at full throttle, stopped on the other side of the road, got out, clapped at me, got in the car again and drove away. Legend earned my respect, not gonna lie.
No, I think you just did.
The audacity of the rich. I'm a nomadic anarchist, but others would call me homeless. I'm an artisan chef at one of the most leading health food industries on the planet.
You make sandwiches at Subway.
I got an infection and needed antibiotics. It cost $35 freaking or I'd lose my arm. I tried to panhandle a guy with a Ferrari. The fricker spit on my bloody bandages and told me to get a job. I understand I do this by choice, but most homeless are not by choice. I seriously wanted to throw a brick through the dude's windshield. I restrained myself. But I can't believe the audacity of these rich flippers sometimes. Yes, how dare these people disrespect these people that you are disrespecting by voluntarily living their lifestyle and thus taking advantage of all the services that are on offer for them. So when I was like 16, my parents came and woke me up in the middle of the night. They started going off on me about how they just got a phone call, again in the middle of the night, from a very irate individual accusing that I had gotten his daughter pregnant. After about 3 agonizingly long minutes where I was growing increasingly anxious, my sleep-addled mind finally caught up to the situation. I stopped my parents mid-verbal assault and said, "Wait a minute, you have to have sex to get someone pregnant. We're good. It's not me." If you just want to say it like that, okay. Both of my parents stood there, silent. A brief moment as realization set in, followed by a robust round of equally humiliating laughter. It was obviously a prank call, but we never did figure out from whom. Today I freaked up by having my dad showing my family my own sex tape. Oh, TLDR, don't have that without curtains. You never know who is watching you. This is the first story I write on Reddit, and it will forever haunt me, I guess. Really, you're not certain if you're traumatized by this, okay. So yesterday I went to my girlfriend's house. She lives in a high-rise building with those huge windows with really nice view on other buildings in the region. She made me dinner with some good wine, and we proceeded to watch a nice movie and have amazing kinky times. She just moved in the apartment, so she didn't have any curtains up, but had those nice red LED lights to set up the mood, if you know what I mean. Can't afford curtains, but can afford LED lights all over the room. Sure, okay. The wine made it so we didn't bother if someone was watching from the neighboring buildings, and according to my girlfriend, the windows were somehow tinted. Anyway, we finish everything. Pretty amazing night, not gonna lie. And I head back home since I had a family lunch early the next day. We get to lunch and the boys in the family were sitting together. My dad gets up to tell his amazing story he had last night. My parents were invited for dinner at their friend's house, and he talks about how during the whole dinner, there was a couple getting it on in the building in front of them. This confused me in the beginning and started to have a mini panic attack thinking about how this could be me, but I kept reassuring myself that the windows were tinted. My dad proceeds to show us a video that he took, and here I am performing at my best in front of everyone. Fortunately, you can't really tell that it's me in the video. I did not say a single word the whole lunch, utterly shocked, and here I am writing this and still didn't open my mouth since. He then sent it to his friends, work friends, heck, even the gardener saw the video. Hey Siri, turn "I felt good about getting laid the other night" into a BS story. Grabbed lunch with a buddy. Guy sits down across bar, loudmouth, doobie doobie doo. flirting with hot bartender about his Colombia trip, and he only likes the purest blow. Says to us,
You guys know what I mean.
my buddy pulls his creds and says, yeah, after 30 years with DEA I do. Then silence. Well, hey, it's more of an original ending than everyone clapping. Was walking a 5 and 7-year-old to school, watched a red-tailed hawk snatch a squirrel from the sidewalk in front of us and slam it into someone's garage door. Neighbor was outside. We adults were in shock, and the 7-year-old starts singing The Circle of Life from The Lion King.
Everyone lost it.
I know for a fact I've told this story on here before, but I'll never get over the time when I was working retail and I was cashing out some lady, so I asked, cash, debit, or credit, how are you paying, ma'am? And she said, that's none of your business, and demanded to speak to my manager about my invasive question. But look, a challenger approaches. Oh, I've got one in this vein. A lady called our company wanting us to come steam clean her tile floors, but refused to give her address, instead demanding that we do it at our location, and hung up when I tried to explain that her floors were attached to her house. Let that sink in for a second. Yeah, really, you let it sink in and you realize just how desperate you are for people to just find you entertaining and funny.
Jack, put the mirror down, buddy.
Sorry, just get lost in thought. Teacher. Remember, guys, the essay on the Mongols is due tomorrow, so get on it. What if I have a hot date? Chuckles to his buddies. Use your other hand. Turns around to the board. I swear to God, the entire class flipped its poo-poo. No one would expect a teacher to make a masturbation joke in class. So while the entire class was rioting, Andrew's face was beet red. It took the entire period to calm down. People were yelling and screaming like maniacs.
Andrew, you just got freaking
Holy schmack, Andrew, you got roasted.
Someone contact a burn warrant!
Mr. Burns, you're a savage! Even the English class next to us came over to find out the freaking riot that was going on. Andrew has never talked back to any teacher ever since. I have a newfound respect for my history teacher. Not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting the teacher to be a hot date. I'm gonna give this a 0 out of 10 for creativity. You could have gone so much further with this, man. When I was somewhere between 7 and 9, I learned how to fart on demand by inhaling air up my butt. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It took some technique, but I could do it indefinitely. Word got around at school, and one day I was cornered by around 15 kids demanding to know how I did it. That is how the teacher caught 16 kids lying down with their legs in the air doing gas training. People who manage to continue the story of their dream after they fall back asleep. Ah, a god. I've been in a dream, looked at my buddy and told him I'd be right back because I had to pee. Wake up, take a pee, fall back to sleep and greet him and continue my dream multiple times. Is like Facebook the only place you can ever find validation for yourself? Yes, it is. Kid leading cue stinks of weed. Karen behind him starts to throw digs. Can't get people who do drugs. Each to their own and all that, but it just makes no sense to me. Yeah, one of those, please. Yep, red, thank you. All I need is a bottle of wine and I'm happy. Me behind. Alcohol is a drug. Karen's confused, speechless, and pointing at the bottle like she's just met the Dalai Lama. Oh, so it is. I suppose we all have our graces.
No, lie. If she was a Karen, she would not react so maturely.
Walking through Walmart past the Valentine's Day stuff, I overhear some girls complaining they want someone to buy them chocolate. As I walk past, one goes, him and his tattoos can buy me chocolate. To which I casually replied, my wife gets chocolates, roses, pretzels, and last Valentine's Day I gave her a baby. Needless to say, she apologized profusely, and I heard her friends teasing her the whole time I walked away. If you encounter wine snobs, confuse them by using this move. Yes, I can hear the sedimental timbres of the oakwood scent. So I told my mom about this post before she and my dad went on a trip to Napa, and she was delighted to try this out. No, she wasn't. And apparently, when she straight-faced, lifted her glass of Chardonnay to her ear and swirled it, she baffled the other winery goers so much that they all instinctively did the same thing. That sort of crowd think that you aren't quite sure what's right, but you'll be damned if you're mistaken for the what? The plebeian that you are. I'm not gonna lie, I totally thought it said lesbian. But watching that was enough for my mum to lose her composure. Laughed so hard she cried and spilled the entire glass all over herself, in the process getting kicked out of the winery. So long story short, do this at your own risk. Now you've made it to the end of this video. Call us cotton farmers because we ran through a lot of fluff today. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, why not leave a like to show your love and a comment. Go on, criticize my existence. I enjoy the pain and suffering. Be sure to check out some other videos on the channel too. Say hi to Robin and Lexi for me. But for now, they're dragging this on far too much. So, goodbye. My name's been Jack. You're a lovely person. You know the rest. Bye!